Hi, welcome to Open Door Yoga. My name is Michelle, and today I have a 60-minute yoga class for you. I love 60-minute classes. What I love about them is they give us time. We have time to really settle into the practice, time at the end to find stillness, and also time to explore some fun themes or intentions. In today's class, our intention is on mindfulness. Now, before you panic, yes, 60 minutes is a long time to be mindful for. But that's why we're here. Yoga's a practice, right? We're going to practice. And the main way that we're going to practice mindfulness is by intentionally being present. So you've already done the hard part. You showed up today. You're here. Now stay here. And that's going to be the challenge. And so as thoughts pop into your mind throughout this class, notice them, acknowledge them, and then try to send them away the best you can. Try to avoid feeling like this class is just another item on your daily checklist, because sometimes it can feel that way. If you are someone who benefits from a mantra or a phrase or sentence that you can repeat to yourself to help you refocus, reset, stay present, maybe consider the following. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. In terms of props, a lot of this is going to depend on your body. And so there may be a chance that you don't need any props today. We will be doing one balancing posture. And so if you're working on balance and improving your balance, you may want to have some type of a support surface near you, whether that's just being up close to a wall, or if you want to grab a kitchen chair, some sturdy chair that you can hold on to the back end of, you're welcome to do that. We will also be doing cow face pose or Gomukhasana. And for Gomukhasana, it takes a lot of internal rotation in the shoulders. It's where we're reaching behind with one hand and interlocking our opposite fingers, reaching up from the bottom. And so if that flexibility in your shoulders isn't quite there yet, no worries. You could grab a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, just grab any type of belt, or maybe run to the kitchen or the bathroom, grab a light hand towel, anything that's just going to give your arms a little bit of extra length that you can grab hold of. Lastly, we will be spending some time in seated and some time on our back body today. And so if you want to grab a blanket or a towel, sometimes folding up your blanket or your towel can serve in two ways. It will give you a little bit of a lift in a seated posture, and you could also use it as a nice cushion for your head when we're laying down. And that being said, we're going to start on our back body. So if you want to use your folded blanket as a cushion, place it up here at the top of your mat. And slowly, let's turn to face the front of our mat, plant both of our feet on the ground, and take your time here as we roll one vertebra at a time down onto our back body. Now, as you arrive here, you can bring your head onto this cushion. Just make sure that your shoulders can root down into the ground. So we don't want our shoulders lifted here. So make some little adjustments. And then bring your feet to the position that feels comfortable. So maybe we keep them bent. Maybe we extend them long. Maybe you could even take them out into kind of Savasana legs. We're going to start with a little bit of a body scan. And so just make sure that you are comfy. From here, let's bring our right hand onto our heart space or our chest. And then our right hand onto our lower ribs or onto our belly. And from here, you can keep your gaze open or maybe close it down. Start to bring awareness onto your breath. With our hands placed where they are, maybe we can feel that expansion in our rib cage. And if that's the case, see if you can really feel your breath moving all the way down and expanding into your low lungs. We're going to take nice full breaths today. And from here, let's begin to shift our awareness to our physical body. And we're going to do that with our body scan. So start down at your feet. Begin to notice the sensations in your body. Notice if there's any aches, stiffness, soreness that you're feeling. Start to work your way up. Notice your shins, your calves, your upper thighs and legs. As you make your way into your heart space, maybe check in and notice where you're at emotionally, energetically. And we're not trying to change anything. Just notice. As you keep making your way up, we get up into our head. Check in with any thoughts. Are we staying focused on those physical sensations in our body? Or are we feeling all of these other thoughts popping into our mind? And if so, that's okay. Notice each one of those thoughts and then try your best to practice sending them away. When you're done your body scan, come back to your breath. And then we'll begin to invite just a little bit of movement. So as you're ready, bend into both knees and hug those knees to your chest. You can stay right here in stillness, or maybe rock gently from side to side if that little massage on our low back feels good to you this morning. When you're ready, we'll find stillness. We're going to shift our arms to just hold on to our right knee and begin to extend our left leg long. And from here, maybe we stay in stillness, or maybe we slide our knee gently from the left to the right, maybe draw some circles here, and shift that kind of massage sensation into our right hip joint or our right hip flexor. We're going to keep moving down from our low back to our hip and now into our hamstrings. So move your hand placement to the back of your right upper leg. So we're holding on to that hamstring. And from here, we're just going to find a gentle alternating between keeping our knee bent and gently extending our right leg long. So move slowly. This shouldn't feel like a very intense sensation. We're just starting to bring a little bit more awareness, a little bit more opening sensation into our back body, into the back of our leg. Just take a couple more here. Last time extending, and then release. Hug that knee into your chest one more time, and then gently switch sides. So begin to lift and bend into that left knee as you begin to extend your right. And then begin to take that nice little hip flexor massage if it feels good. Swaying that knee from side to side, maybe taking some small or big circles with that knee. All the while keeping our focus on our body. What we're feeling, what we're noticing. Find stillness here. Grab that hamstring and begin to alternate between extending that left leg and bending into your left knee. And again, even if your extension is not very much, the better way to say that. But even if it looks like something like this, that's just fine. Take this time for you to do what feels good in your body. Maybe notice my voice today, but allow yourself to be your own yoga teacher. If something feels good, take it. If it doesn't, choose a different option or variation. Let's take one more extension here, and then hug that knee into our chest. And bring that right knee up to meet. So one more time, hug both of our knees to our chest. Flatten that back body down into the earth. And then release both of your feet down to the ground. Knees shining up towards the sky. And we're going to bend into our right knee, lifting our right foot and crossing the ankle at the bottom of our left thigh. We're coming into a figure 4 stretch here. And so maybe we stay right here and play with sending that right knee away from our body. Maybe we reach around and grab our left hamstring, pulling our left thigh towards our chest. Wherever you're at, be kind and gentle with your body. Keep this right ankle flexed. 1, to protect our right knee, and 2, to keep the sensation in that right outer hip. One more full breath in here. Exhale. If you've taken this lift, release that left foot down to the ground. Bring your arms out to cactus and slowly draw the sole of your right foot down towards the ground. So a gentle spinal twist here. If you're looking for a little bit more sensation, you can always come into the option where we cross our leg completely over our left thigh and begin to draw our knees down. And if that's the case, it might feel good to shift your hips just a couple inches to the right. It'll help keep that spine in a little better alignment here. Take a couple more breaths here. Again, your gaze can still be closed down if that feels nice. On your next inhale, unwind, rise back up. Bring your hips back in line, both of the soles of your feet onto the ground. And let's take it to the other side. So cross your left ankle at the bottom of your right thigh. And then find the position that feels best. Maybe we are just hanging out here and working on getting our left knee a little bit farther away from our body. Or maybe we want a little bit more intensity and we're grabbing our right hamstring, pulling that right thigh towards our body. Just be mindful of that left ankle. Always keeping that flexion there to keep our body safe. One more full breath in. One more full breath out. Plant that right foot back down if you've lifted it. Send those arms to cactus and then begin to draw that left foot down. And as you arrive, check in. If this feels good, stay right here. If you're looking for a little bit more sensation, maybe we shift those hips a little bit to the left, cross our left leg fully over our right, and then begin to send those knees down to the side. Take a few breaths here. One more full breath in. Release that breath completely. Then on your next inhale, rise on up, uncross that leg, hug your knees to the chest one more time, and then we'll make our way to seated. So plant the soles of your feet on the ground, turn to one side, whichever side feels most comfortable to you. Plant the palm of your opposite hand down to help press your body up. And we'll start in seated and stay here for a moment. And so if you want to use your little head cushion as a lift, you're welcome to do so. Sometimes bringing our hips up a little bit higher than our knees just helps our back body feel a little bit more supported, especially if it's feeling a little tight this morning. Notice both of your sitting bones grounded down evenly into your lift or into the mat. Maybe notice all the points of your body that are in contact with the earth. Notice that grounding sensation, that presence here on your yoga mat. Bring some engagement in your core. Take that weight out of your low back. Let your shoulders relax down away from your ears. Top of your head, crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. Nice long spine. Full breath in. And then on your next exhale, fold at your hips slightly and bring your hands in front of you. So we're going to begin to feel a little bit more sensation in our hips. So walk your hands forward as far as it feels comfortable, keeping this nice long spine. If it feels good, maybe we bring our forearms down to the mat. And just check in with those sitting bones. If you're feeling them start to lift here off the mat, then lift up those elbows, press into your palms to send them back down. Take another moment to get settled. Then we're going to begin to walk our hands over towards the right. And the goal here is to plant your right forearm so that your fingers are pointed towards the right side wall. And then we're going to send those left fingertips in the same direction. So a nice side body stretch. If you are down here on your forearm and you're noticing that you're really rocking onto your right hip, no worries. Just lift your right elbow, press into your palm to send those hip points down, those sitting points down. Maybe we slowly begin to bend a little bit more and a little bit more into that elbow. And if not, no worries. One more full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, rise on up. And exhale, release both of those hands down. Maybe take a nice single shoulder roll back or two before we take it to the other side. So find that presence, that grounding. And then as you're ready, nice long, tall spine on an inhale. Exhale, fold at those hips again. Begin to walk your hands forward. Maybe we bring our elbows down this time. Check in with your neck. Nice, neutral, relaxed neck. Shoulders are still down away from our ears. And then we'll begin to walk those hands out towards the left side. Maybe we bring our left forearm down onto the earth, maybe not. And then send those right fingertips towards the left wall, full opening through that right side body. Check in with your sitting bones. Maybe come out of this posture a little bit if it feels best in your body. Full breath in, full breath out. And then inhale, rise on up. Exhale, release. Take a full breath exchange. Notice any difference in your body that maybe you felt when we first started. Anything feeling a little bit more open? Maybe, maybe not. And then we'll make our way onto hands and knees. So you can set this lift off to the side if you've been using it. Rock onto one of those hips. Descend your hands down on the mat, your knees down. Wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders. Knees are under our hip points. And then from here, toes could be tucked or untucked. We're going to start with some cat-cows to help warm up our spine. So take the option that feels best in your body. And on your next inhale, tilt your tailbone up, drop your belly as you pull your shoulders back to lift your gaze. Bittilasana cow pose. Exhale, tuck that tailbone, round through your spine, press away from the earth, crown drops. Marjarayasana cat pose. And then move with your breath. So inhales are going to send you into cow pose. Feel that widening between your collarbones, that opening through your chest. And your exhales are going to send you into cat pose. And notice that sensation in your upper back body between your shoulder blades. Movement starts at your tailbone each time and moves slowly up your spine, one vertebra at a time, almost like a wave would move in the ocean. Last cow, last cat here. We'll come back to tabletop. And from here, begin to build a little bit of engagement in your core. So pull your belly button in away from your shirt. That's going to help engage some of those deeper core muscles. The core muscles that help support our spine when we're standing upright, support our posture. Ground down through both of your palms evenly through all 10 knuckles. And then send your hips back and up into our first downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Take your time here. As your body begins to settle, maybe we shift that awareness to our spine. Use that core strength to send your hips up and back a little bit higher. Pull your shoulder blades down and in on your back body. And as you find stillness, it's okay if you have a gentle knee bend or if your legs are straight but your heels are lifted. Full breath in, full breath out. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back towards your feet. And exhale into a forward fold. Very generous knee bend here. You could even take a bind and maybe sway gently from side to side, opening up a little bit more into the back body. Maybe even getting into your side bodies a little bit more. Inhale, rise to half lift. So hands can slide up to your shins. Thighs are pressing back towards the back wall, crowns reaching forward. Shoulder blades are still down and in on your back body. Core is engaged to help support your spine, your low back. Full breath in. Exhale, bend those knees, forward fold. On your next inhale, stack one vertebra at a time as you rise all the way up into extended mountain. So sweep those arms up and overhead, gaze can lift. And exhale, release those arms down by your side. Take a moment here to just feel settled, feel grounded. Sometimes after having our head down in an inversion For a little bit of time, we could feel a little bit of lightheadedness when we stand up. So just make sure your body feels safe. And then as you're ready, we're all going to make our way to the front of the mat. And from here, toe mounds can touch with your heels V'd out about an inch or two. Or maybe we just keep our feet under our hip points if you're looking for a little bit more stability, a little bit more security and balance. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. And let that grounding sensation help to bring you back to the present. If you've lost that intention just a little bit. Find some engagement through your thighs, through your core. Fingers are starting to zip together, palms shine forwards. Draw those shoulder blades down and in on your back body. Full breath in, full breath out. Then on your next inhale, begin to send your hips back, sweep your arms up and overhead, chair pose. We'll be here for a moment. So while we're still grounding down through all four corners of your feet, keep your weight back in your heels. Make sure you can see your big toes to keep your knees safe. Hug those thighs to the midline. That's going to help keep our hips locked in a neutral position. If you're noticing a big sway in your low back, just tuck that tailbone a little bit. Shoulder blades are still down, away from your ears. Full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Take a full breath exchange here. Inhale, rise to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step your feet back to either plank or plank on the knees. Choose whichever option feels best. Maybe we start down here on our knees this morning. Either way, our shoulders are behind our wrists. We're holding our weight in our belly. So if you're feeling yourself dumping into your shoulders, imagine your shirt is fire or ice or something that would be really uncomfortable to touch, and pull that belly button away from it. Thighs are hugged to the midline. If you are up in our full variation, heels are stacked over toe mounds, and we're pressing energetically back through the soles of our feet. Full breath in, and then exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Forehead grounds down. Release the tops of your feet to the earth. Point your elbows down towards the earth, and then on your next inhale, pull those shoulder blades back to lift your chest. Baby Cobra. Take a full breath exchange here. Feel that sensation in your upper back body. And then exhale, release your forehead back down. Inhale, tuck your toes. Find that engagement through your core and send it back up to plank or plank on the knees. And then everyone, make your way to downward facing dog. Maybe take a couple foot pedals here if that feels good. Send those knees forward, bending into them generously if that feels nice. Full breath in here as we find stillness. Full breath out. Then bend into those knees, plant them both down on the ground, and send that right foot forwards. So we're coming into a low lunge, lifting our back knee, and then stepping our left foot in about a foot's distance, and then pivoting those toes out 45 degrees, or pointed towards that top left corner of your mat. Ground down through your right toe mound, the pinky edge of your left foot, and then rise on up to standing. Hands can come to hips. Stack your right knee over your right ankle. Back leg is strong and straight here. Use your hands to turn those hip points to face the front of the room, and then hug those thighs to the center to help, one, keep your balance, and two, keep those hips locked in place. Strong core, and then with lightness, Extend your arms up and overhead. Pull your thumbs back slightly to open up through your chest. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Last inhale. And then exhale, slowly bring those hands down and make your way back to plank or plank on the knees. As we get settled here, hold that weight in your core, full breath in. And exhale, take the vinyasa of your choice. So maybe we still lower all the way down to the mat, or maybe to chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. And then exhale, everyone's gonna make their way into downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Take one more full breath exchange here. If you haven't found stillness already, find that in your body. And then drop those knees, step your left foot forward, and we'll find that low lunge on our other side. So lift your back knee off the ground. Begin to step your right foot in. Again, about a foot distance. And then turn your toes out 45 degrees. So Warrior 1 feet. Find this nice grounding by pressing your left toe mound down into the earth. And doing the same with the pinky edge or outer edge of your right foot. Then rise on up to standing, hands on hips. Stack your left knee over your left ankle. Back leg is our rudder. It is straight, it is strong. Then turn those hip points forward. So we're bringing your back hip into external rotation. You'll feel some sensation there. Hug those thighs to the midline to keep that engagement, to keep those hips neutral. Strong core, and then send those fingertips up and overhead. Maybe find that opening through your chest if it feels nice. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Take a full breath exchange here. Last inhale. And exhale, fold, plant those hands, step it back to plank or plank on the knees. It's always good to have options as you begin to warm up your body. Hold this plank for just a moment and exhale, take that vinyasa. So lower all the way down, or maybe go to chaturanga this time. Inhale to up dog or baby cobra. And exhale, make your way to downward facing dog. Let's take 3 full breaths together here. Full breath in, audible exhale, full breath in, audible exhale. Last one, full breath in, audible exhale. And then step, walk, or float your feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. We'll stay here for a moment. If it feels good, you could even plant your fingertips down and press into them to send your hips up just a little bit higher. Next inhale, send it up to half lift. Reach that crown of your head towards the front of the room. Press your thighs back. Exhale, forward fold. And then on your next inhale, keep those hips down. Sweep those arms up and overhead, chair pose. So do your body scan. Check in. We're grounded down through all 4 corners of our feet, but our weight is back over our heels. I can see my big toes. I'm hugging my thighs to the midline. Maybe I'm focused on tucking my tailbone a little bit to avoid that sway. I feel the sensation between my shoulder blades and my upper back body, some opening through my chest. One more full breath in. And exhale, release your arms, straighten into your legs, mountain pose. Close down your gaze if it feels good. If not, maybe lower it. Come back to your breath. If you've noticed that your attention has shifted away from the four corners or the four sides of this mat, no worries. Take this as an opportunity to rein it in. Acknowledge what's happening. Acknowledge any new thoughts. And then send them away. Because right now we're exactly where we're supposed to be. One more full breath exchange here. And we're going to make our way into our balancing posture. And so if you'd like to grab that kitchen chair or find your wall space, you're more than welcome to do so. You can face any edge of your mat. I'm going to face you just so you can see me a little bit better, but get into a position that's going to feel good in your body, safe in your body. And so our feet are going to come underneath of our hip points, and we're going to slowly begin to bend into our knees and send our hips back just slightly. From here, check in with your feet. We're grounded down through all four corners of both feet. And then we're going to shift our weight towards our left foot. And from here, if you are someone who's just starting to work on your balance, maybe we sink our hips down and we just play with lifting our right heel and lowering it. If you're feeling a little bit more secure in your balance, maybe you lift your foot and practice bringing it back down. Or you can take the variation that's going to be offered as the primary part of this sequence, which is going to be a half chair pose. And if you'd like to do that, we're going to lift that right foot and cross your right ankle at the bottom of your right thigh, kind of like that figure four we took in the beginning. And from here, check in with your hips. If you're starting to turn your hips out, see if you can align them back together. We're grounding down through all four corners of our left foot, but our weight is back in our heel. From here, you could bring your hands to heart center, or maybe test your balance by sending them up and overhead. If you're looking for a little bit more balance, maybe we send our hips down. But again, check in with your knee. If you are not able to keep your weight back in your heel, come out of this posture a little bit or use a support for balance. We'll take a few more breaths here. If you're feeling like you're doing some balance checks, no worries. I am too. If you fall, do what we do every day. We stumble, we fall in life all the time. We just get back up, try again. Maybe we use a different support this time. One more full breath in. Exhale, release. Rise on up. And let's take a nice forward fold. So generous knee bend. Send those fingertips down. Maybe take a bind here. You can sway from side to side or find stillness. Close down your gaze. Notice any differences you feel between the two sides of your body. One more full breath exchange here. And on your next inhale, rise on up. So you know we gotta take it to the other side. So let's begin slowly. Find the nice, comfortable standing posture. Feet are under our hip points. And when I say hip points, we're talking about our center hip points here, not our wider outer hip points. Ground down through all four corners of both feet. It's going to make it easier if you start feeling grounded from the bottom up. Find that engagement in your thighs, engagement in your core. And then slowly bend slightly into your knees, sending those hips down. So we're not bending into our knees and like rocking forwards here. Chest is upright, nice long spine, tailbone's pointed down. And then begin to play with your balance. So maybe even if you want to take the full posture, you start shifting your weight into your right foot. Just test it out a little bit. Make any adjustments. Notice what muscles aren't engaging and engage them. Maybe play with lifting that left foot. And then if you'd like, keep that left foot lifted. Cross your left ankle at the bottom of your right thigh. Flexion in your left ankle. Keep that knee safe. Begin to find the position that feels good. So maybe we bring our hands to heart center. Maybe we send those arms up and overhead, your choice. Maybe you keep your hands down here on your hips if it helps you feel a little bit more grounded. Maybe bend a little bit deeper into your right knee. Make sure your hips are both pointed forwards, nice tall long spine. We're open through our chest, we're not collapsing. Find a drishti or a gazing point. Something that's not moving. That's going to help you keep your balance here. And wobbling is fine. Feel free to look up at the camera. I am wobbling. I would not be a good drishti. It's a couple more breaths here. Full breath in. Exhale, release this posture. Arms down by your side. Forward fold. Bend at those knees. Let's all take a bind here. So maybe we bind at our elbows. And if you do that, you can do that in front of your shins, or you could even bind behind your shins. You could take your pointer and middle fingers and bind them around your big toe. You could even bring the palms of your hands under your feet with your toes up at your wrist joint. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Release your bind. We're all going to make our way to seated. So bend into those knees. Bring your hands behind you to safely find a seated posture. We are going to take on cow face. And so remember, if you want to grab a strap, a belt, a hand towel, take some time to do that. We're going to find a comfortable seat. If you'd like, you can find your lift. Otherwise, we'll stay grounded here on the mat. Take a moment to arrive here and seated. And then as you're ready, hands can come behind you. Send your legs out long. Begin to bring a little bit of engagement back into your core. Maybe we play with staff pose here by bringing our hands to your sides. If that doesn't feel good, you can keep your hands behind you. Full breath in, full breath out. Then bend into your right knee and hug it up to your chest. And from here, cross your right knee over your left thigh and give that knee another hug. We're going to try to get a little bit more opening in this outer hip before we come into this posture. Release that foot down and begin to walk, toe heel your foot away from your body, but we're still going to keep our shin about parallel, maybe a little less than parallel with the front of the mat. Flexed ankle. And then rock onto your left hip to bend into your left knee. Draw your left heel towards your body, but stop at this parallel or close to parallel line with the long edge of your mat. Knees are close to being stacked. And notice that you're grounding down through both of your sitting bones evenly. If this feels like way too much sensation, you have a couple options. The first one is to try to slide those heels a little closer to your sitting bones. That can make this feel a little bit more comfortable. But if this posture in general is just not feeling good in your hips or in your knees, you're welcome to take a comfortable seat here, and we'll just focus on the arms or your upper body. So take a moment to find that seated posture that feels best. There's no right answer, no wrong answer. Nice upright spine. And then if you know you want to use your strap, we're going to bring it over our left shoulder. So you can extend that strap or belt or towel and just place it here over your left shoulder. From here, extend that left arm overhead and then bend into your elbow. So you could even bring your right hand up to stretch into this tricep muscle a little bit. Your left fingertips are coming down onto your upper back body. And then from here, extend that right arm in front of you. Internally rotate that shoulder to turn that thumb down. Sweep your arm back and then pivot or hinge at your elbow to slide the back of your hand onto your lower back. Keep pivoting so that now your fingertips are reaching upward. So your left fingertips are reaching down, palm is on your back body. Your right fingertips are reaching up with the back of your hand on your back body. So maybe we can interlock our fingers, but if not, left hand grabs the top of the strap and right hand grabs a little bit further down. And maybe use that prop to walk your hands a little closer together. Left elbow is pointed up towards the sky, right elbow is pointed down. Keep this opening through your chest. Full breath in, nice long spine. Exhale, stay here, or maybe take a gentle fold. If that's too much sensation, no worries. You can stay upright. Let's take one more full breath in. One more full breath out. Release those hands. Extend or rock onto that left hip first to extend your left leg. Uncross your right foot and then send it out long. And find your staff pose if you want to work on that, building your core strength, postural strength. Or maybe take a moment and send those hands behind you to support your weight a little bit more comfortably. Toes are shining up towards the sky. We're really pressing down through the backs of our legs. Full breath in here. Full breath out. And then bend into your left knee. Hug it into your chest. And then send that right foot over, or your left foot rather, over your right thigh. And give your knee a hug. So you're going to feel some sensation here in your outer hip. Just help get any last minute opening there before we come into this posture. As you're ready, plant that left foot down, toe heel that foot just away from your body towards the right side of the room. Again, shin is parallel or close to parallel with the front or long edge of the mat. Rock onto your right hip. So you can bend into your right knee and slide that right heel back, stopping again when that shin is parallel or close to parallel. Knees are stacked and we're rooted down through both sitting bones. So if you can't ground down through both sitting bones, no worries. Slide your heels a little bit closer towards your body or take a different seated option. Take a moment to get settled. Flexion through both of your ankles. We're keeping those knees safe today. And then extend your right arm overhead. Bend into that right elbow. And you can stop right here or maybe use that left hand to open into this tricep muscle just a little bit more. Nice, tall, long spine, open chest. Send that left arm long in front of us and then internally rotate those shoulders to turn that thumb down, sweep your arm back, hinge at your elbow, back of your left hand is planted on your back body, fingertips reaching up. See if you can find this interlocking sensation where you can clasp your fingers together, but if not, no worries. You've got that strap. Use it to give your arms a little bit of extra length. The reason this posture is challenging is it requires internal rotation in both of our shoulders. And it's something that we don't do very often naturally throughout the day. So use your supports, use your props. Full breath in here, nice long spine. Exhale, if you'd like, you can hinge at your hips and gently take a fold. If that doesn't feel good though, stay upright. Relax through the back of your neck. Full breath in, full breath out. If you folded on your next inhale, rise on up. And then exhale, everyone, release those arms. Turn or pivot, rock onto that right hip to extend your right leg long. Rise on up, uncross that left leg. Send it in front of you, but keep it bent. Right foot can come to plant on the earth as well. Hands come behind, and maybe we just take some gentle windshield wipers from side to side. That was a lot in our body, a lot in our hips, a lot in our shoulders. So take a moment to just let everything neutralize. Maybe we close down our gaze if it feels good. Bring awareness back into your body. And from here, turn to face the front short edge of your mat and make your way down onto your back body. So slowly, one vertebra at a time, lower your entire back body onto the mat. If it feels good, you can grab that lift, that cushion, our two-purpose prop, and bring it under your head. Then let's hug our knees back to our chest. Maybe point through your ankles if that feels nice. Alternate between pointing and flexing, or giving yourself some ankle rolls if that feels nice. Spent a lot of time with our feet in flexion today because we did a lot of work with our outer hips. And so sometimes it feels good to just point through those toes and stretch through the fronts of those ankles. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Extend those legs long. Extend your arms up and overhead. Full body stretch. Again, point through those toes if it feels good. Reach up through those fingertips. And exhale, walk your feet and your hands over towards the right side of the mat. One more nice side body stretch. Feel both of your shoulders still down onto the earth. If it feels good, cross your left ankle over your right. Maybe grab your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, feel that expansion in your left side body. Maybe come back to your breath and notice that expansion in your left rib cage on your inhales. That gentle collapse on your exhales. Inhale, return to center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Maybe we find that cross of our right ankle over our left. Maybe we grasp that right wrist with our left hand. Nice full side body stretch here. Notice how the sensation shifted from one side of our body to the other. One more full breath exchange in and out. Return to center here. And we're going to make our way into a Savasana posture. So begin to widen through those legs. You could bring your heels to the long edge of the mat and then let your toes relax outward. Relax through the inner linings of your legs. Let your back body melt into the earth, starting with your back, then your shoulders. Then maybe we release our arms down, feeling the backs of our arms, the backs of our hands, grounded down into the earth. If you haven't done so already, close down your gaze. Relax through the muscles of your face, your jaw, your neck. And then we're going to do one last body scan. Start down at your feet and begin to work your way up your body. Notice physical sensations that you're feeling. Maybe notice if anything's feeling different than it did at the beginning of the class. And again, as you make your way up into your heart space, check back in with your emotional state, your energetic state. We're not changing anything right now, just noticing. Keep moving that awareness upwards as you make your way and towards the top of your head. Check in with your thoughts. Are we still noticing lots of thoughts popping into our head? Or maybe there's a little bit more stillness. Maybe not, and that's okay. As you end your body scan, begin to find stillness, not just in your body, but stillness in your mind. And you're welcome, or I invite you to stay here as long as you need. This is where I'll leave you today. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Namaste.